Okay, we're going to look at one more problem, and these types of problems can kind of be tricky when trying to decide what operation to do. So I'm going to walk you through just the thinking process, okay? Bobby collected 175 cans. Emily collected 219 cans. How many more cans did Emily have than Bobby? Okay? So I know my important information is Bobby has 175 cans and Emily has 219 cans. So I'm going to go ahead and make my strip diagram because Ms. Garza likes them. Make my strip diagram, and I'm going to write up here that this is the whole, or your total, and this is your parts. Okay? How many more cans did Emily have than Bobby? So let's see, what are we going to do here? I'm going to have two parts, and I want to know, Emily has more than Bobby. I know this, and I'm trying to figure out how many more. So I'm going to plug my numbers in. So I have 175 and 219. Okay, these are Bobby. And this is Emily. Well, this setup would tell me that this is an addition problem because I'm missing my total. When you're missing your total, you're adding. 175 plus 219. Let me think about this. This is going to give me a pretty big number, but I know that my number cannot be more than 219 because that's what that's how many she collected. And the number, how many more did she have, is not going to be bigger than 219 because her biggest number is 219. That's her total amount of cans. So this setup is not correct. In this situation, you're comparing two different amounts. You're comparing the amount of cans that Bobby had and the amount of cans that Emily had. And I know that Emily has the most, so in this, she's going to be our whole. This is Emily's cans. That is your total. Emily has the most. You cannot add these two numbers together like we just did because that would give you a number more than what Emily has. So the amount that she has more than Bobby cannot be more than what she actually has. So this is your missing part. This is how many more? So this is going to be a subtraction problem. 219 minus 175. And I'm going to practice this with base 10 blocks. So 219 would be 2 hundreds, 1 10, and 9 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to take away 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm left with 4. I'm going to take away 7 tens. Well, I cannot take away 7 tens because I only have 1 10. So this is going to become, you're going to break this apart. You're going to regroup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My 100 became 10 tens. Now I can subtract. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm left with 4 tens. And then I'm going to subtract 100. Remember, you do not have to solve for this problem right now. The only reason I'm solving it is because I'm showing you what your base 10 pictorial model would look like when you're trying to solve a subtraction problem. So now I need to move this to my subtraction column. So you see here we have our addition. How many apples did they pick all together? I want to know how many how many apples 2 people picked when you put them all together. Let's look at our subtraction. Andy made 400 crab pots. He sold 198 of them. How many crab pots does he have left? And I want us to look at the difference. This is a joining right here. This is joining. You are joining 2 numbers together to find a total. Andy made 400 crab pots. He sold 198 of them. How many does he have left? This is separating. I'm taking a total, and I'm taking some away. That's separating. Bobby collected 175 cans. Emily collected 219 cans. How many more cans did Emily have than Bobby? This is a comparing. I compared these two numbers. So this is the amount that she has more. What does this little box represent? And we already established that it's 44. But again, we don't have to know that. This is the missing part. This means if you had base 10 blocks, you would need 44 more base 10 blocks to equal 219. If you had 175, that's what Bobby sold. You would need 44 more to equal 219. So your word problems, addition is joining, subtraction is separating, and comparing.